Yeah, so I just tripped and fell, and I dropped my intention water. Like, my intentions are all over the pavement.
The first meal is starting with dinner tonight from 5:30 to 7:30. We also have our fitness center and our healing arts center. That's where the steam room is that you're welcome to use, and the infinity heated soaking tub is up this little pathway.
So this weekend I'm doing something I've never done before. I am attending the Rankema World Summit. I guess I would characterize it as a spiritual retreat. I'm not sure because I've never done one of these before, but I'm here with my daughter Sydney, and we're at 1441 Multiversity, which is this beautiful modern woodsy facility near Scotts Valley in the Santa Cruz Mountains. It looks amazing so far, and right now we've just checked in and we're walking around exploring the trails. So join us and see what this is all about. After you, Sid. So what was I even doing here? Well, Sherry Chase, the owner of the company I work for, invited me to this event. Now, spiritual retreats aren't really my thing, but my daughter Sydney has been seriously studying Buddhism, so I thought she might like learning from a Sri Lankan teacher. It's a different point of view. So I was scoring points with the boss and getting some quality time with my grown daughter. I'm pretty open-minded about alternative belief systems, so here I was. Retreat is about you being with you.
And it's also about being with you.
It is.
I can be with me anytime.
Looks like it's a fire pit. I wonder if they turn that on at night. I had no idea what to expect this weekend, and at one point Sydney and I were wandering around the property and we heard this chanting, and we went down and there were people standing in the woods with their eyes closed making all these noises, and I was like, oh my God, what have I gotten into? So Dr. Abeywickrama is an Ayurvedic doctor from Sri Lanka. He comes from a lineage of 31 generations of unbroken traditional Ayurveda practice, which is one of the world's oldest holistic whole-body healing systems. Developed more than 3,000 years ago in India, it's based on the belief that health and wellness depend on a delicate balance between the mind, body, and spirit. Dr. Abey is an influential medical doctor and has worked with the health minister of his country and the Prime Minister of India. He teaches his methods to Western-trained doctors in Germany, the United States, and other countries. It would be interesting to see where this goes. Yeah, I was just looking at those.
Some pretty little native.
I know what they are.
Oh, look at these little baby ferns.
Oh, they're cute.
Huh. Oh, this looks pretty too. It would be so hot.
Into the road. What's it smell like? What a sweet little creek.
And then there's some thimbleweed. Whoa.
That is a big horsetail.
That feels so weird. It's huge horsetail.
Ooh, it's very
It's edible.
sticky. Not sticky, but coarse. I don't know, coarse, but
Oh, I know what you
gritty. Good eye, Sydney. Look at Sydney found a deer.
mean. A little young one too.
It's just hanging out.
Near the water. Oh, it's hanging by itself.
Guess it's cooler here. There, I got his face. Little deer.
It's a flower.
Yeah.
They look like hot Cheetos. Crazy pollinator attractor.
This is monarch bait. Check out this amazing kitchen garden. It's gorgeous. What'd you break, Sydney? I'm amazed you know all the
Well, I only know
names
the
of
ones that
things.
grow in Montana too. Oh, I know this one. This is like creepy time. I think this is bachelor's button, and you can just like take the top off and eat it, put it on a salad. And whoa, this looks like freaking fennel, yo.
It's big.
Oh, it is fennel. Ooh, I'm not surprised. That's a huge Ayurvedic herb. This is nasturtium.
Oh yeah.
It's peppery. It tastes peppery.
I've had that before in salads. Whoops,
Yeah.
am I making a shadow? That's good.
Pretty, but it's good to ingest vitality colors.
This is so adorable.
You just pull these. I'm not gonna do it, but you pull the flower head off like that, and then you eat the flower. The white part.
Bees are happy about that too.
And rosemary.
Wow.
Maybe that's saffron.
Oh, basil, yeah.
Basil has a very umami, unctuous, like hearty quality to it. Like when you
Umami.
smell it, you just feel filled.
Yeah, it's an artichoke that's blooming.
Looks like it takes a lot to grow an artichoke. They're strong. Look how strong they are. These don't
So
look like the
cute.
wild ones though. These are the cultivated ones.
I think so.
Pansy, this is edible. That looks like big garlic.
Maybe we'll see some of this on our salads tonight, huh?
Maybe.
Coffee.
Well, wait, if you drink coffee now, won't you be up till like, I mean, it's 4 o'clock now.
Common grounds. I don't care. Wow, this is cool. Okay, so Sydney and I just did Tai Chi and Kuang Flow, which was some kind of Tai Chi yoga thing, and it was actually super cool. It was very cool. I could feel the energy. Did you feel the energy?
Oh yeah, I could feel the energy.
Yeah, and I feel all stretched out and ready for dinner, so we don't have much time before our program starts, so let's go. Where is dinner? I think dinner is here. I didn't even see what's on the right over there. Salad. Good. Yum. Okay. Chair art.
But humor and was great. A lot of Western teachers I've known, they don't have as much warm-heartedness and like friendliness,
Yeah.
which is what actually really gets people to connect.
So last night we had our opening session with Dr. Abey for a couple of hours, and it was really interesting. It was different than anything I've ever experienced before. Normally you go to a conference and they tell you here's what to expect and here's what we're going to be doing, but this was different. This was Dr. Abey would plant words like seeds in your thought, and then he would pause to let them grow, and then he would go on to the next one, and then he'd plant another one, and it was just really interesting because you had this space to think about what he was saying, and it wasn't like he was telling you what to believe or think or anything. He would just plant these seeds and your mind would do the rest. So definitely a different way of doing things. I think the whole weekend is going to be about getting in touch with mind, body, and spirit, and I think ultimately the goal is to expand consciousness. I'm still figuring out what that means, but expand your thinking, your perception, your consciousness, your awareness to a different level than what you would normally do in your everyday life. So I'm looking forward to this, but now I'm late for yoga, so I gotta go. I just tripped and fell, and I dropped my intention water. Like, my intentions are all over the pavement. That looks like it was good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're gonna die. Check it out. I tripped and fell.
Oh no.
And
Okay.
I broke my intention water all over the
Oh my
My
God.
intentions have crashed.
That's kind of ironic, isn't it?
It's so ironic.
I thought you said you broke your attention water. Like you
No.
tripped and it's like,
My intentions are dead in the
Shot.
water.
you can have mine.
I can have your intentions.
Oh, I had to bring my bag. Was I supposed to bring that?
Yeah, you might need it. Breakfast. Breakfast pizza. I got the piece with the yolk on it. Yeah. Sherry Chase met Dr. Abey by chance while touring the pyramids of Egypt. They got into a conversation about sustainable living, and Dr. Abey shared the story of his village. 10 years ago, people in his village were getting sick and dying of pesticides poisoning. Factory farming had taken over Sri Lanka, and this was the unintended result. Dr. Abey knew that rice could be grown naturally, according to the ancient ways, and he knew of 246 ancient rice varieties that had been saved that could be used as seed crop. He evangelized this idea, speaking and writing all over the country, but people were afraid it would fail and that they would starve. He convinced his village to try it, and it worked. After hearing Dr. Abey's story, Sherry went to visit him in Sri Lanka to see for herself. In a world of GMO food with gastrointestinal issues increasing everywhere, a dangerous reliance on increasingly homogeneous hybrid seeds, and unsustainable farming models requiring constant chemical input, Sherry saw the enormous value of his work and decided to support his efforts. So together they formed a foundation to help the farmers replicate their success throughout Sri Lanka and beyond, and this Rankema Summit is one of their biggest fundraisers. These pure strains of rice that the Sri Lankan farmers produce, grown sustainably and blessed by those who harvest it, contain more nutrition and medicinal value than rice commonly available in the West. But this rice also represents something else, the very best of humanity. People working together in harmony with the environment toward a solid, sustainable, energized future with heart-driven resilience. I think it's just more meeting rooms. Well, looks like Sherry's mission is a success. We are all slowing down. Okay, so we just had lunch, which was amazing as usual, and Sydney and I did a little hike up the mountain after we got ice cream, of course. Green tea gelato, oh, so good. And I know I should be giving like a midday update, but I just don't really know what to say yet. And I'm not taking a lot of video footage because, you know, we're in a room and Dr. Abey is leading us through, like I said before, almost like a guided meditation, just sort of guiding us toward what we want our life to be, leveling up going forward. And, you know, it's just, it wouldn't translate well to video, people in a room going through that process. So I'm hoping I can sum it up for you later, toward the end, when I have a better idea of what just happened.
There's like a grace, you know, like.
And being old.
Yeah, of course. There's grace, there's beauty, there's wisdom in old age.
I look and I see wrinkles. I'm not hot anymore.
It doesn't matter. See, our culture is just like, oh my gosh, youthful, hot. No, it's like a privilege to be an old lady. It's like a rite of passage, you know. There's a worth and a beauty to it on its own. And I've seen incredible people, ladies and men, who are old and who are so wise and cool, and they're not striving to be something they're not.
So, I can be over 50 and have a YouTube channel.
Of course.
You heard it here first. Straight from the mouth of a millennial. You can be an old person and have a YouTube channel. I mean, she said a lot of cool stuff, but that's what I heard.
There should be a person with a clear mind who can have a vision and write a vision of something. Your development helps on it. You got it now? Could you kindly exchange this map? You can take a moment to reflect that and you can share with someone what you just got it.
And maybe that's what he was getting at, like you're going outside to cultivate the inside, but you know, like you said, the kind of outside you need. Like what?
Just feel like, yeah.
I'm going to be healthy. They're seasonal vegetables.
This is awesome. This food is so good. And it's the different spices that make it healthy.
Get a job like that go down.
Yeah. Veggies.
And then I cycle.
Yeah.
And actually, I've got.
Yeah, we got the girls. Yeah. Just be natural.
So Diane, okay, I need you in some different light. Absolutely, now I can see your face better. And Diane is here with Sherry Chase and Trinky Watson. And what's your best experience today?
Oh my
Diane.
goodness. Best experience today? That's a tough question. I want to say all of it.
Yeah.
You know? I want to say all of it.
Experiences has to be for you, Sydney.
Yeah, she just went right out there with her dream, didn't she? I love it. It's like, I want to be a champion gymnast. I want to be an architect. I want to be, you know, I'm like, Buddhist monk. That's my girl. Yeah.
But I mean, it was like a beautiful thing.
So, what can I say about Rankema today? I just don't know where to begin. It was an interesting day. I spent the first session crying because of fear and how I let fear run my life. And for whatever reason, that just all came out. And I cried. I just sat there and cried. But it was a good exercise. It was like a guided meditation. We're leading toward what we're going to do, how we're going to manifest what we want in our lives going forward. So that's all good. And then Sydney in the afternoon confessed that she wanted to be a Buddhist monk. And she cried because I'm not sure why. I think maybe that's just hard for her to admit in front of a bunch of people because it's, I don't know, it's different. So yeah, somebody asked me what the best part is, and I said all of it because it's so different. It's so interesting. It's such a journey. It's I really don't know how to sum this up yet. It's like a journey, and I'm partway through, and it's kind of fascinating, and it's definitely foreign. The one great thing is that people seem to be very accepting, though. If you sit in the back and cry, it's okay. You know, if you stand in front of the room and cry, it's okay. You can laugh too, it's okay, we have fun. But yeah, it's a very accepting environment, and I do feel like I am getting a little more in touch with some other parts of myself that I don't usually get in touch with. So, and I know this sounds all hokey dokey, hippy dippy, but there's something to it. That's all I can say. There is energy all around us and in us that we don't typically tap or acknowledge, and I feel like I'm getting into that. So, you know, I'm thinking this is so worth it so far. And the food, oh, it's amazing. The food is amazing. So, day one. Well, maybe yesterday was day one. Maybe this is day two. Anyway, day two. Over.
With mind power.
And I wish you joy, health, and success with mind power.
How was the meditation for you?
It's good. I got a little fidgety. Yeah. But because I kept trying to sit up, you know, and I thought I'm slouching. What's this? The golden milk?
Remember Dr. Abey was talking about consciousness of food and you would consume it?
Yeah.
You should make this at home.
Can I try it again?
Uh-huh.
You can try mine if you want.
Peppercorn is something I have pepper at home.
Yeah, it's really it's kind of plain.
That's what I like about it. It's just simple.
But it is flavorful, even though it's plain.
But that's kind of
So recognizing the vibration of the people around you and the community around you is key to all of your successes. So as we determined yesterday, taking that first step is the courageous step. If you're focusing on down, then you're downing. If you're focusing on an opportunity to move forward, there's no resistance, there's no obstacle, barrier, or blockage that you cannot change. And like we talked about in the stupa, it's magic really, because what you do is you eliminate all unwholesome thoughts, words, and deeds. That's all you have to do. Then you create the energy for all the positive. There are no other. There's only positive. So when you actually look at driving yourself for the goal, that's it. You can't lose sight of it. One thing, this thing, not going to do 20. No one can stop you except yourself. You're the biggest blockage to all of your successes.
Yummy. Eating well? Yeah. Yes, I'm trying to make a little documentary. And I get so excited about the food, I forget to film it.
Mini pepper?
Yes, please.
And as we move towards the labyrinth, as you walk up the stairs, focus on every step and every breath.
Walking this labyrinth toward the end of the retreat was a really impactful ceremony. We had written our intentions on a piece of paper and we would give them to Sherry, and then we would walk into this labyrinth barefoot. And the idea was to walk slowly and mindfully toward the center, which seemed to take forever. And there was some suffering involved because even though the stones were smooth, they really hurt my feet. So there was this real sense of struggling to get that thing that you wanted. And then when you got to the middle, you would take a few minutes to reflect on your intention and what it is you wanted and how you were going to get it. And not even how, it's really about opening your mind and heart to the universe and just rearranging these energies to make whatever it was you wanted possible in your life. And then you would slowly make your way back out around the labyrinth. And it was really a meaningful thing to do at this point in the retreat.
She's so dramatic and pretty.
Because I want my wish. That's why. I want it.
You have it. What's this?
I don't know what it's called, but it's pretty.
Ooh, it smells like lavender.
And I hit the Pilates class.
Fighters.
Furnace. Memories. Christmas decorations.
We were walking this slow with our packs up these really soft redwood forest switchback floors.
Yeah,
Up a hill, switchback, redwood, switchback.
that's pretty much how I walk with a pack anyway.
Right?
'Cause
But
I'm so slow.
But it was just so cool because the forest was so magical and old, and we were just mindfully just like listening to it. And it was really quiet. Play the knock, I want to touch you.
You know, it's so shiny and pretty. It's always interesting to sit with other people and get their perspectives. So yesterday was pretty interesting, and I know I keep using that word, but it's the best word I can come up with. It was a time to go inside yourself without all of the distractions that you normally have. Your phone, your videos, your TV, your spouse, your kids, your whatever, and just focus on, I guess, the inner energy, rearranging that for your benefit. So it's like coming up with a vision of your life and pointing all the energies that you interact with around that. And I know to some people that's going to just sound like mumbo jumbo, but what I have found in life is that your thoughts become your actions, become results in your life. There is a relationship. And so I think when you focus on these energies and your vision and what you really want, you're going to get better results. And that's what this weekend was all about. So here comes Sydney. It's the last day. It's the morning. We just had an amazing breakfast, of course. And last night we had a campfire, big old campfire, and everybody sat around playing this card game that I guess was the G-rated version of Cards Against Humanity. Super fun, great bonding, wine, the whole 9 yards. And yeah, today I guess we're gonna have 3 more hours of something, and then we'll be done. And then the challenge is gonna be taking what we have experienced this weekend with us and incorporating it into our daily lives for the change we want to see. So I guess that job is a good job for an introvert.
Oh, then you can just wait and get it on
What?
rented or something.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling him, but I don't know. He needs to find a new movie buddy. Sydney is teaching me to stand up straight because I have a very bad habit of slouching. And standing up straight is also something that helps with confidence, which is something
Also
I'm personally working on.
balances your entire body.
Right, good posture. Balances your entire body, gives you confidence, opens up your airwaves.
Don't get as much chronic back pain when you're older.
That's right, Sydney works with old people for a living, and she sees the results of bad posture every day.
Yeah.
So she's helping me remember to stand up straight so I'm not hunched over on a walker someday, unable to barely walk. Little fuzzy guy.
Never seen a caterpillar like
Yeah, me neither. He's got 2 little antennae. Oh, he's alive. Wait, you're scaring him, Mama. Don't touch him.
Sorry.
He's so cool looking.
Fresh it? Ooh, do mine too, Sydney. I love that you can be in a retreat and still have good coffee.
The purpose of our summit is to show and share an ancient time-tested path with techniques and ancient wisdoms to access your inner strength and discover the potential of your mind for the fulfillment of life with nothing but joy, health, and success.
How do you even describe a spiritual journey? You start in new surroundings, there's this process of slowing down. For us, there was this soft beginning. What do you have? What do you want? What do you need to get started? We learned about mindfulness and contemplating body and breath as the foundation. Then we explored feelings, consciousness, mental faculties, all of which hang on the scale of our breath. We confronted our past and current limiting beliefs and brought ourselves into the moment. There was this ripping out of old baggage and learning that the heart is the palace of the mind, but mind is not always home. We learned the metaphor of the stupa, that you can radiate anything, good or bad. We experienced the power of hearts together, sharing the same frequency. We learned about the physical body and how the elements, atoms, particles, and energy fields around us can be changed. And we came to this moment of embracing change. And when you see the path is clear, you're confident, you have clarity. We turned our inner critics into inner coaches, we committed to success, and I made a promise to myself. I realized I am the turbine creating energy for my life, making all my wishes come true. I promised to be the strongest, wisest version of me and live the life I truly want.
Union of opposites.
Is that a man? Oh, the man's macking on her.
Get a nice shot of you eating, because I know everyone loves that. Where's his face?
Oh, well, he's got the antenna, so his face is like...
Oh, I just poked him in his face. I'm sorry, little guy.